We were trapped in a club by a bunch of weirdos with weapons waiting outside wanting to hurt us. Our crime? Having the audacity to make a crying woman laugh on her birthday at her party. And just when we resigned ourselves to the fate awaiting us outside, someone sent us a lifeline. Trashterpiece Theater, the Hoodvengers assemble. So back when teenagers were banging on their desks to the grinding beat, Philly was poppin'. Jill Scott, Music Soul Child, and Kendra were on the radio. Beanie Siegel, State Prop, and Eve were killing the game, and AI was influencing the world. It was a glorious time for the young virile fuckboy. One night, we was on the block prepping to head to this party down Delaware Ave. You couldn't tell me shit. I was fly in my Sean John shirt, some Missouri jeans, and some fresh Timbs. I also had on the baby powder oil, which was like catnip to late 90s, early 2000s Jones. Just as it was time to roll out, Bruce pulled up. So we figured he was about to rock out with us, but he said he couldn't. Said he promised his girl that he'd go to her friend's birthday party. So we all was like, sucks to suck. We told him to start an argument with her so he ain't had to go, but he said he had did that shit last week for something else. So the rest of the squad was like,
I don't know what else to tell you.
So Bruce was standing there like, wait, so none of y'all gonna go with me? Y'all gonna really make me go by myself?
You're on your own.
So just as everyone was about to peel out, I looked at Bruce like, come on, bro, I drive. Lord knows he would have done it for me. He got in the car and I was like, where the party at? He was like, we pulled up, parked illegally in the Rite Aid parking lot down the street because f*** the law. And by f*** the law, I mean Philly cops had way more to deal with back in the day when Philly was the murder capital of the country. We walked up, skipped the line, and dapped up the bouncer whose name was also Bruce. Bouncer Bruce loved us. Bruce used to always look up to Bouncer Bruce, point in his face and tell him, I'ma knock you smooth the fuck out. Bouncer Bruce laughed and said, next week before he let us in. We slid in, hit the bar to get our typical we drinking but not drinking drink. A Smirnoff Ice with a double shot of slow gin, or a Smear Me Off as we called them. We downed them joints, ordered another round, and walked to the dance floor where we saw Bruce's girl who was with the birthday girl. We walked over to him, noticed the birthday girl with tears on her face, and Bruce asked her what was wrong. She said nothing, but Bruce kept at it, knowing she was lying. I probably should have cared what the issue was, but the DJ played hot in here, and back then, your mama and auntie used to be damn near naked when that joint came on. I went straight to grind on somebody's daughter. After a few songs, I looked over to see Bruce and his girl consoling the birthday girl who was crying harder. So I went over there like, yo, f*** is wrong? I didn't always have the best tact back then. She started talking through her tears and said, my boyfriend and his friends are over there drunk and acting like assholes. Bruce's girl was like, I told her not to let them ruin her night. Me and Bruce co-signed and tried to cheer her up by making funny faces. Then we started being extra silly and doing weird dances to make her laugh. We got sillier and sillier, and eventually she started laughing through her tears. We started dancing in a circle around them, and things were great. Bruce's girl was happy, the birthday girl was beaming, and then the bullshit.
There's always something.
Her man, who wasn't from North, stumbled over to the dance floor, super drunk, slurring his words.
And here we go.
Who the fuck is y'all? So Bruce's girl tried to interrupt to introduce us. He cut her off like, nah, I asked them. We looked at each other and laughed. Bruce tried to be diplomatic and introduce himself to let Bull know it wasn't how he was taking it, but homie cut Bruce off. Did I say y'all could dance with my girl? Did I even say y'all could be near her? Now, North Philly protocol states you're allowed to repeat yourself once, just in case the person didn't hear you. It also gives them a chance to get some act right before you bruise their gums. Bruce tried to explain again. Homie cut Bruce off again and raised his voice. Did I give you permission to dance with my girl? Me and Bruce looked around and said, who the f*** is boy talking to? So homie is drawing and ruining this girl's birthday party. Me and Bruce just ignored his antics and started laughing at him. And that's when he lifted his shirt to show the gun on his waist. You would have thought that would have scared us, but it actually made us calm. We from North. Where we from, people don't flash guns to scare you. If you see a gun, it's right before the person shoots it. We were unbothered because we knew he wasn't about that life or we would have been dead or bleeding. Deep in his feelings, Bull reached for the gun, but without hesitation, Bruce grabbed the gun before Bull could pull it out. By this time, security, as well as his non-North Philly homies rushed over to us. Bruce's girl and the birthday girl hopped in and tried to stop them from fighting us. So between the girls and security, him and his homies started backing away like, it's cool. They all walked out of the stinger and the birthday girl followed them out. And we knew what that meant. So we hopped on our phones to try to let the rest of the squad know what happened. But no one answered. They were at the club down Delaware Ave and there was no way they'd be able to hear their phones over the music and crowd. We kept trying. It didn't matter. The birthday girl came back like 5 minutes later telling me and Bruce they were all outside going to their trunks to get their guns. We was like, we know. Bruce took the gun off dude like Wyatt Earp in Tombstone. There was no way Boy or his homies could allow that. They could have just jumped us, but they decided to leave on their own accord, which meant they were tooling up. There were 2 ways out of the stinger. The main entrance on Broad Street, which they was definitely going to be waiting at, or the little side door on Belfield Ave. We eased our way to the side door, but there was a few of them waiting there. We kept trying to call our homies, but between them not answering and me barely getting the signal with my damn Nextel, we were fucked. I was tempted to call my pop because he always has that thing on his hip, but decided not to. Besides, he is probably out with somebody's mama anyway, being a little thotty.
That does sound pretty accurate.
After a while, we just said fuck and kept drinking. Last call came and went and the DJ started playing slow songs. The universal signal for y'all ain't gotta go home, but y'all gotta get the hell out of here. We knew what was next. We looked at each other and shrugged. Love you, dog. Love you too, bro. We had a good run. Real rat. If we gotta go, at least we go together. We walked to the door, pushed it open, completely submissive to our fate. As we stepped out, the bright lights from the outside blinded us for a second. Our eyes adjusted and we looked around. And what we saw...
On your left.
was all our homies posted up outside. Cars parked on the sidewalk, guns in hand. Yo, where they at? Yo, point them out. Bouncer Bruce called one of our old heads and let him know what was happening. An old head got in touch with everybody else. It was nothing but North Philly niggas outside. From our block, from adjacent blocks, from all over. Rioting, looking to mop up anybody who had a problem with us. Bouncer Bruce looked at us like, oh, you thought you was dying on my watch? We tried not to be hype, because that's some Joe ass shit. But Bruce and I both smiled on the inside, knowing a whole hood had our back. We all walked Bruce's girl to her car, and everybody walked me and Bruce to mine. Heading back, we had to pass by the stinger again. Bouncer Bruce was still outside. Bruce walked over to him, looked him up and down and said, this changes nothing. Next week, I'm still gonna knock you smooth the fuck out. Thank you for watching Trash the Piece Theater. I hope you got a few laughs from this joint. And if so, please help me out by hitting that subscribe button and dropping a like. It helps way more than you know. If you want to support the channel further, you can join the Patreon, become a member of the channel and receive bonus episodes, leave a super thanks, or just drop $1 or $10 in the Cash App. I'm grateful for any and all of the above.